Hi everyone, Franco here, and today I wanted to go over two things that your practice or your business should be doing if you want to turn your phone calls into appointments. Now, the very first thing is that I recommend that you start recording your phone calls. We've come across many companies that they've been in business for a while, maybe 10 plus years, and they think that they have the right sales script in place so that they're able to get all of those people who are calling to actually come in. But we've noticed that when we record the calls, there are always areas of opportunity where your team is able to make some small adjustments to better engage with the caller. For example, maybe they're not handling objections in the right way, right? Maybe someone's asking about price when you don't really want to talk about price because that is something that will be determined at the appointment. Maybe they're not being as energetic as they could be. So there are a few things that you're able to find when you record the call that will definitely help you improve your sales process. Now, the second thing is that you want to make sure that you have a very effective sales script in place. And if you record your calls, you'll notice that there are some areas in which you need to improve, right? But the sales script is going to allow your team to understand what the standard is that your office or your business should have when answering calls. For example, every office should want the person that picks up the phone to be very energetic and very welcoming to the person who's calling, right? You don't want someone that sounds tired or that sounds upset. You want someone that's energetic. That's the very first thing in a sales script. Perhaps you also want someone who's going to write down the details of the person who's calling just in case there needs to be a callback later on. That would be the second. The third, and I think this is where it gets interesting, is where you want to make sure that your sales script has all the offers that you have available right there so that the person who is answering the phone knows what the company is offering and they are not thrown off when someone calls, asks for a specific offer, and the person answering the phone has no idea what's going on. So you want to prevent that. You want to make sure that everyone who's answering the phone is on the same page, and that's where a sales script can come in handy. And last but not least, the purpose of getting these phone calls, let's say you're running advertising, or let's say you're getting organic traffic that turns into calls, you want these calls to turn into appointments. If that's what in most cases, if you're like a service-based business, you want people to come in, right? Maybe a dental office or lawyer, you want people to come in, and then that's where they'll get their first consultation, and then you'll be able to let them know what their options are for their case. So what you want to do is to convert that phone call into an appointment. So the goal of that phone call should always be the appointment. It's not to provide answers to specific questions that a person may be asking for, right? Again, the person answering the phone is most likely not going to be the dentist. It's not going to be the lawyer. So just make sure that there's just enough information to show that there's trust in the company so that the person who's calling is able to say, you know what, I'm going to show up to that appointment. And that way you're able to get someone in the door. So again, the two things that every business should do in order to be able to improve the rate at which they're closing calls into appointments is to first record calls so that you determine how you're actually doing, how your team is actually doing with phone calls. And second, it's to implement a sales script that focuses on the very important components for a successful call, with the goal of turning that call into an appointment. So I hope that you found this video helpful. We know that it's helped some of our clients improve their sales process tremendously, from maybe 10% of people converting from phone call to appointment to about 30%. So if you do find this useful, make sure to give it a like, to leave a comment, and really follow for more tips. All right, so again, this is Franco. Thank you very much for your time.